Balancing a 9 to 5 while taking YouTube seriously? That's brutal. No time, no energy, and the brain is constantly screaming at you if this is really worth it. I know, because this channel here is anything but consistent. And that's exactly why this video exists. By the end of this video, you will know the 3 main challenges I identified, how to tackle them, and what I had to give up to finally move forward. Konnichiwa minasan, my name is Alondra Wolf, and on this channel I share my stories, experiences and challenges as a Gen Z full-time employee with her own YouTube channel. So let's address the first challenge. Time management. Bold statement. I think time management is often used as an excuse for lack of priorities and missing self-organization skills. Now that I offended most of you, let's look together at my calendar to identify where I have free time slots for YouTube, but also what time slots are non-negotiables that have to stay no matter what. So here we are at my desk setup, and I created a new calendar where we will add the non-negotiable just to have an overview where we potentially have some time. As you can see, there is a huge time slot with my work. I am roughly 9 hours at work actually. Then we have sleep. I tend to sleep 8 to 9 hours. So I conservatively added 9 hours here. And let's add and wind down. And then we have the mornings. I tend to need those times to wake up. And generally I'm a big fan of keeping it a slow morning, sitting on a balcony and just watching the sunrise. I don't know why, but it is like so meditative. Then we have gym. Gym is a non-negotiable for me as well. This comes in here and I'm roughly finished after 2 hours. I have here this time block. This is a social online meeting. Let's call it a YouTube check-in because that's really what it is. Then Fridays. Fridays is my grocery cleanup day. So let's call it household stuff. We have stiff from 5 to 9, social time block. So the social time can also be me time if you have something like that. If you need a wire down and like a recovery time, that could be it. But it's just a reminder that you have a time block for social events if someone invites you or something. As you can see, I don't have cooking time or something like that included. That's because I do not cook. I figured out for myself that my time is more valuable than spending 1 hour or 2 hours cooking something for one meal, and it takes a lot of time away. I decided to try out what the grocery store is offering on already prepped meals, and it's quite good. It's like working for me. It's healthy. That's a big point for me. We have here a 1 hour block always from 8 to 9. That's a time block where I definitely am not the best, especially after gym. Basically, this time block is like lost. Household stuff could take a little bit longer, or like your wired down window or something like that. Check-in is also like an opportunity to work on YouTube, but sometimes not. Sometimes it's just talking. But we have here a time window and it's beautiful. On Wednesday, we have a 3 hour time block for YouTube. For example, editing. Then we have the whole weekend. Yes, working on weekends. I don't think it's a bad thing to do something on the weekend. I also think like if you enjoy it and you really want to do it, the weekend is perfect for it. Like you don't have to think about your work day. You don't have to think about any meetings or anything like that. You can just concentrate on the hobby you are pursuing. Working on that dream of yours can be seen as a hobby. Let's say I'm waking up a little bit later on the weekend. So we had 8 to 12, let's say. And this can be anything. scripting, filming, editing, just what you need. You can even argue that you can do it longer. I prefer to have like a dinner situation around 1, and then you have like this window here. In my case, as you can see, I am filming this on a Saturday afternoon. In the mornings, it's more likely that you have the time because sometimes you have some sort of events going on that are starting from the afternoons. And to counteract that, I try to do everything YouTube related in the morning and just have it done. Let's say this is occupied with private stuff. And that's how you found 8 to 11 hours you can work on YouTube. Even 8 hours is a lot. Even if you have just 6 hours, let's say you want to sleep early, like later and like start at 9 and you want just to do it at 12. That's completely fine. So back to the couch. This is also why I said time management is just an excuse. If you keep being intentional with your available time, time management should actually not be a problem in the first place. It just requires awareness and intention. That's not easy, but simple. The only problem is, what if you feel tired after work or just want to recharge? And this brings us directly to the second challenge: energy management. I guess I don't tell you anything new if I say that a 9 to 5 can be exhausting. Coming home after 10 hours of meetings, driving, touring tasks does not sound like the perfect start to work on that creative project of yours, right? Especially if you find out that not every task of your creative project is fun and exciting. When I come home, working on YouTube is definitely not the first thing I think about. My mind's and body's priority is to get sleep, to get something to eat, and I guess sometimes to move, although I have to force myself for it to feel good afterwards. So identifying what your needs are is crucial to know how to manage this energy of yours. Because a lot of the charge time you think you need, you actually don't need. You can buffer it with doing what your body actually requires. Of course, there will be days where you just need to recharge, and that's fine. The whole goal of energy management while maintaining the 9 to 5 job is to identify where this need of recharge time is actually real and when the brain suggests it but actually wants something else. Bonus tip: put that damn phone away. I know, it's hard. We are all addicted to these little mini computers in our pockets that scream for attention. Don't let them. Just put it away. Subscribe to this channel and then put this phone on mute. Just shut it down, put it away somewhere where you can't exit it immediately. Or do it after the video. Now that we countered the energy dip after work, let's talk about the creative stuff itself. Because, surprise, surprise, doing something creative does not always feel recharging or energy improving. Let me give you the example with my YouTube channel. I have 3 main tasks to do to maintain YouTube. I have to script something, I have to film the script, which is what I'm doing right now, and then I have to edit what I have filmed. And not every step here is actually for me a net positive in the energy balancing. I love scripting. That's the creative itch that I absolutely enjoy doing while doing YouTube. It's like the creativity that my brain just wants to put on paper, and then I feel quite drained, but in a positive way. It feels like very satisfying tiredness. So this is a net positive, clearly. Then there's filming. I enjoy filming. But doing like a 30-minute video shot, which is what I'm doing right now, this video will take less for you to watch, but the raw cut is half an hour to an hour long. And this part is fun, I enjoy it, but it is really draining. I cannot do this the whole time. This is something I really underestimated because I didn't thought that talking to a camera could be so draining. But in the total math overview, this is a net neutral. And then we have editing. What shall I say? Editing is my nemesis. I guess for a lot of YouTubers it's the nemesis. In my case, it's super draining. I don't enjoy it at all. I'm a very perfectionist person when it comes to editing. The problem is that I don't have the skills to do the video like I have the imagination in my mind, which is quite frustrating. And then it takes ages to cut a video to a point where I can say, okay, I can upload that because that's like 80% of the vision and everything else would be like sparkly details that I cannot do because otherwise I would burn out just doing one video editing. So that's my YouTube journey. Here we have to counteract the whole energy draining part of our creative work. So I want to share with you 3 hacks that I identified for myself that helps me against the editing drain. First of all is background music. No lyrics, just nice vibey music that kind of makes the video that I'm editing a little bit more engaging, a little bit more interesting, because the raw cut does not have any music in itself. And this can be quite boring because there's a lot of stuff that I need to cut out. Then we have the second hack, which is Gling AI or the script. AI, how dare I? But hear me out. As someone who loves writing and learn the fundamentals of the raw A cut in my software, this is actually a game changer because I can edit the whole script or like the video script based. This makes it for me so much easier, especially as someone that really enjoys working with words and like text and all this kind of stuff. And the third tip is a co-working Pomodoro session. This can be a live stream on Twitch that people do sometimes with Pomodoro counters. I enjoy going on YouTube and find like a 50 to 10 Pomodoro session with nice vibey music, maybe some rain noises in the background. And this helps because I know that after 50 minutes of doing the editing and concentrating on it, there will be a 10-minute break. And I have to just sit there for 50 minutes to edit this video. Sometimes I go down with the time, which is fine, and afterwards I'm just drained and I put it away, and this editing will not be touched until the next day or week or whenever I have my editing time blocks in the calendar. And that's game-changing for me because I have like accountability, but at the same time I do not force myself to do it the whole day. By the way, all these hacks are completely free to use in any other task of yours that you need some support. You don't have to use them just in the editing context, right? So this is just an idea, some tools you can use in your own situation, in your own framework, so that your creativity time gets more engaging for you, more fun and more productive. The third challenge is overthinking. This is by far the biggest challenge I experienced throughout this whole YouTube journey. And by overthinking, I mean literally everything overthinking. From the process to the goal to the whole meaning of it, everything. There are people who regularly comment that they fear what other people will think about what they are doing. If I'm honest, this took really quickly and 180, and now I'm at the point where the main issue is, why should I bother doing YouTube in the first place when there's nobody who actually cares about it? And this is such a terrible mindset to have at the beginning of the YouTube journey, because obviously nobody cares because nobody knows you to care. Actually, you can help change that just by subscribing and writing down a comment if you fear more the opinion of others or not being seen at all. And overcoming overthinking is actually not easy. The only way that I figured out for me is journaling. Because overthinking is just one side of the story. The other one is avoiding the pain and discomfort that comes with actually reflecting about the why there is this overthinking. And last but not least, there is the combination of all 3: time management, energy management, and overthinking. And that's the question: what to sacrifice to make your project work? If you still remember the calendar part of this video, then you most likely remember saying this. As you can see, I don't have cooking time or something like that included. This was a sacrifice that I made to make more time for YouTube. I also reduced my gym time from 4 times a week to 2 times a week just to have this 2 hours per day more. And not forget that I have to remember to eat something before coming home so that I am energized to work in the evening. But these are all my personal sacrifices that may vary for you completely. However, you will have to go through this process of identifying sacrifices that you're willing to pay to make time and energy to work on this specific project that you want to target, which would be in our case a YouTube channel. So if you are trying to build a YouTube channel while maintaining a 9 to 5, hi! You are not alone. I'm figuring that out too, with you. Balancing a 9 to 5 while building this YouTube channel, but still keeping those non-negotiables that keep me sane is really tough, and you are not alone in this journey. So if you are into personal growth, building a YouTube channel, but also creating a lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle that fits in all of this, hit the subscribe button and give a thumbs up, and let's grow this channel and this community all together. One video, 1 hour, 1 chaotic week at the time. Until then, sayonara! By the way, if you're interested in having this as a PDF, then check out the free download link down in the description.